Good morning, my name is Mario Contos Garcia. Throughout this semester, we have seen the ideas of many philosophers. These philosophers have taught us what is right for them, what is wrong, their opinions, their ideas, etc. Through these philosophers, I was able to change my mind about things, creating my own way of thinking. This is why in this video, I will present to you my ideas, my opinions, and my personal philosophy. Starting with my religious beliefs, which we saw in the first part of this project. I feel like I haven't changed almost anything. I still consider myself as an agnostic person, who is open to any type of evidence that proves the existence or the non-existence of any life after death. However, although I personally do not believe in the existence of a heaven or a hell, I consider that it is necessary to respect all the beliefs of other people. I consider an incorrect way of thinking that of Nietzsche, for example, who mentions that religion is similar to alcohol since it keeps people enslaved and inclining to something. I consider this incorrect since religion has something that I admire a lot, which is faith. For me, faith is a form of hope. I consider faith as a feeling that every human being should feel, thanks to the fact that it makes you believe in something and it motivates you to keep going. I consider that what greatly discredits the church these days is practically the church itself, since the church and religion are not the same. I consider that the church has committed horrible things. However, this doesn't make religion bad, because religion only professes love and faith. And this is something good. This is something every human should feel, love and faith. I think these are one of the most important feelings in all the humans. I think every human should feel love, because that is what keeps us united, the love, and the faith keeps us motivated. I haven't changed my idea of this. I think this is a very big part of my personal philosophy. Philosophers, well, personally, I consider that my way of thinking has not changed so much since the first and second phases of this project, as I said before. At this stage, I mentioned that I consider feelings to be one of the most important things within people. And I honestly keep still thinking this way. For me, I said in the last part of this project that it is impossible for me to agree 100% with a philosopher. And I still think in this way too. There has not been one with whom I have been able to say that I totally agree. They have all contributed ideas that have come together and form my own personal philosophy. An example of this is practically all the philosophers who we saw each other during the second partial, which were Aristotle, Kant, Bentham, Buddha, and Nietzsche. Each of these left me a lesson and a way of thinking. To begin, I believe that, as Aristotle says, virtuosity can be achieved through practice and only if the person is truly determined to want to become a virtuous person. I believe that something should be considered ethical if it is done with a good reason and from the heart also. I honestly do not believe that the way matters, as long as it is to achieve a common good and something that is made from the heart, as I said. I believe that suffering can end only in some cases, not in cases, since there are cases of people who have such complicated lives, and I think that these people will simply remain in constant suffering. And finally, I consider that if a person can be better than they are, they should try to achieve it. They should try to become better. You must constantly advance and improve without being limited by the feeling of guilt, like as Nietzsche says. In addition, that I consider envy as a good thing, as long as it is used as a means of motivation to improve. Because, as Nietzsche says, most of people feel envy. Like, for example, if I feel envy because someone achieved to a place that I couldn't be before, like for example in a contest, if I am winning a race but later someone passes me and wins, I could feel envy. But this is good because it motivates me to keep going, to keep training to beat this person. Well, I think beat is like not a very good word to use, to win this person. I think it's a very good feeling to get better in something, the envy, because it helps us so much to improve. And finally, my conclusions and my reflections. After a whole semester of seeing different points of view, I could understand some things. For example, I could understand that most of people do not want to see what life really is. I understood that life is more complicated than it may seem, and that the human being is capable of answering all the questions that it is proposed to answer. I believe that thinking philosophically should be something necessary in the lives of all people. Knowing the world, knowing how it works, what things are right and what things are wrong, I believe that each person should have their own opinion of view, their own point of view, and think philosophical. Thank you for your attention. My name is Mario Contos, and I hope my personal philosophy helps you in some way.